Look at that, 20-10, 30-14, 25-5. Oh my gosh, 75-29 in significant strikes. Just sheer domination. Now we got a time. They're going to look at his eye because you can look all over Buckley's leg and it's just, there's a lot. They're saying he's fine. Is that what they're saying? That's it? What are you talking about? Gosh dang it, man. Are you serious?
Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is the TCMMA Podcast with your host, Chris Cross.
Whoa!
Dana White privilege.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Dana White privilege. Privilege. Privilege.
Welcome to the TCMMA Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Cross. And it went down last night, man. Colby Covington, speaking of going down. It went down, it's going down. Colby Covington fell. That's the bottom line. Colby Covington did not look great last night. He took the fight on somewhat short notice. He came in very aggressive early on in this fight, but he got caught in a stand-up striking affair with the last guy on the planet that you want to do that with in Joaquin Buckley. The guy's rolling right now. But the big story is that the doctor comes in and stops the fight. And you can make the case. I mean, when you look at his eye afterwards, you could make the case. But then as I look at more pictures today, it's like, I mean, we've seen a lot worse, right? And Dana White coming out and saying if that fight was in Vegas, it does not get stopped. But that doctor came in, was already saying, no, we didn't realize at the time what was happening. I thought the doctor was a woman. I thought that she was saying, yeah, it's good. But she says no right away. And Dan Bergliotta says, do you want to at least wipe it off and look at it? So she does that and still says no, and then it's called off. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's just unfortunate. It seemed like Buckley wasn't slowing down, though. He was continuing to go to work on Colby. And who knows what Colby could have done with the rest of that fight. Anything is possible, but he's wiping at the eye the entire time. He can't see properly, and it just wasn't going his way. So maybe the stoppage was good for him, but bad for the career, because I think he's finished now. It's not over. Still be rooting for him, but if I had to guess, I think he's finished. But all in all, last night at Tampa was amazing. Yeah, there were some decisions, but you had a lot of KOs, TKOs, all that. And let's get into some of those because one of the, to say more impressed than the other, but it's very tough. But this one was definitely impressive. This is Cub Swanson going into Tampa against Billy Q, who's from Tampa. And man, this is how it finished. Billy Q, nice left hand and a big right. I mean, Billy Q's just firing on all cylinders. But don't count Cub Swanson out, man. This guy continues. Oh, big right by Cub! Flattens Quarantio. He comes into Tampa and beats the home crowd favorite, and they can't believe it. Unbelievable, man. If this is his last fight, what a way to go out, man. Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to think of a fight that was similar to. Just a right hand down the pike, man. And Cub Swanson, what a finish here. He gets his 30th professional victory. And Billy Q's getting back to his feet now. And he looks dejected because he knows he let that fight slip away. Unbelievable. And the stats are way behind. Let's just see the replay here. Here it comes. He lands a left and boom, Billy just never sees the right coming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cub Swanson, 41 years old, fighting like a 25-year-old. Ridiculous, man. Cub Swanson lands the walk-off here. Featherweight division, UFC, Tampa. Yeah, and that got the crowd hyped for it was a co-main event. Got them hyped for Covington and Buckley, who will come out next and go to work. right? So, I mean, four straight decisions to start the night, then three KOs, then two decisions in the main card, something like that, maybe three, and then you get a bunch of KOs to finish the night. So, that's the way it would go down. So, not going in any particular order, this is Sean Woodson against Fernando Padilla. Check this out. Both guys beginning to get tired now. Woodson takes a deep breath. Man, I don't know if Woodson's going to make it through 3 rounds. And he steps back with a left jab. That was nice. There's a tap, first round. Oh, big uppercut by Woodson. Oh, big right. Padilla goes down. The crowd's going crazy, and that's it. Sean Woodson, first round KO with 1 second left in round 1. And Padilla gets right back to his feet, and he looks stunned that he lost the fight. I mean, and just like that, Sean Woodson is 13-1, and here comes Padilla to congratulate him. But man, it's hard to believe Sean Woodson is 13-1. And that's going to raise his stock big time, because not only are you 13-1, but you finish a guy from Mexico. Mexico fighters are always tough, and he was 16-5, so no slouch. So Sean Woodson finishes with a flurry and a couple hammers here in the featherweight division at UFC Tampa. Yeah, so Sean Woodson would impress as well. And I know I keep harping on it, but 13-1. I just, after the fight, when I looked at that, I'm like, how is he there? I feel like he's lost more fights than that, but he hasn't. 13 wins in 14 fights. I mean, that's impressive. So big ups to Sean Woodson. A lot of guys finishing the year really strong, and it's good things for them going into 2025. That's for sure, because this is the last fight card of the year. More on that in a moment. But you have Manel Kape talking to Dana White in between rounds 2 and 3. Showboating a little bit earlier in the fight, and then finally he gets the finish. Manel Kape talking a lot of trash, going back and forth with Dana White in between rounds. And to Bruno Silva, here we go. He's got to get the finish after this. Here goes the right, left, right. Oh, he's covering up. Bruno's covering up. He goes down, and that's it. Okay, Manel. Okay, baby. Woo. And now Dana White talks to him. And Manel's pleading for a title fight. I mean, this guy was kicked in the gonads twice and needed some time. He got back up. He danced and talked trash to his opponent in round 2. Now he's sitting here kneeling, talking to Dana White, pleading for a title fight. But he's a number 9 contender. He's still got a little bit to prove. But remember, they brought in Kai Asakura from outside the UFC because there's no one in this division. So maybe Manel Kape is the guy. I mean, he's 20-7 now. And just an impressive win here for him in the flyweight division. And he's still talking to Dana White here at UFC Tampa. Yeah, so Manel Kape, impressive last night. And he's not really going to move up in the rankings, so I don't see a number 9 guy getting a title fight. But because they had to bring in Asakura because there's no one else, I mean, you just don't know what the UFC is going to do here. And sometimes the UFC doesn't care about the rankings. They could give this guy a shot, but he might be 1 or 2 fights away still. We'll have to wait and see. But Manel Kape looked highly impressive last night against Bruno Silva. He was, this is a 9 versus 12. So I think he's got to beat a top contender to get the title fight. So we're probably 1 fight away from that happening. Michael Johnson also impressed last night with a big finish. And all these are KOs/TKOs. I mean, it's a wild night. Nice shot there by Michael Johnson. Leg kick return by Azatar. And Johnson looks great on the feet, man. You've seen what Azatar's done in his last few fights, but Michael Johnson's a different animal on the feet. And don't let the record confuse you. 23-19, a lot of losses, but he's got some big competition. Oh, big right by Johnson, and that's it. Michael Johnson, 2nd round KO, baby. And look at the people in Tampa. They're going crazy, man. And the UFC is back with traveling fight nights, and the Tampa crowd is loving it. You start the night with 4 straight decisions, and then it's been fireworks in the last 3 fights. Michael Johnson moves to 24-19, and this guy's got tons of experience, and the fans chant USA. They love it. Michael Johnson gets the win here in impressive fashion, lightweight division, UFC, Tampa. Yeah, and you're getting the hint now, right? I mean, all these are just finishes, man. It's not there were no submissions last night. It was either a decision or a finish, and even the decisions were, for the most part, especially after the first 2, 3, 4 fights, were very interesting. So then also in the main card, you get a big finish by Dustin Jacoby, and some of these things you didn't see coming, and this was one of them. I mean, I did not see this coming. Now Jacoby gets out of the clinch. Back to the center. Ooh, flying knee by Petrino. Petrino still bouncing well. Oh, big right by Jacoby. Petrino's done. Woo! Dustin Jacoby, the underdog, comes through with just over a minute left in the fight, and he just caught Petrino, who went right down. And he doesn't even know what happened. Oh my goodness. What a finish by Jacoby, man. He moves to 20-9. And he needed that. And Petrino suffers back-to-back losses now to Anthony Smith and Dustin Jacoby after starting at 11-0. And man, just caught him with the right, and he goes right down. Jacoby can't even believe it. Like, he paused for like 2 or 3 seconds. Like, did I really just do that? Boom, bro. Oh my goodness. And the ref shoves him off immediately. Huge win for Dustin Jacoby here. Light heavyweight division at UFC Tampa. Amazing. Yeah, so I mean, that's the way it went down really throughout the night, and 2024 ends with a bang, for better or worse. And, you know, as we look at the results last night in the picks, keep in mind this is the final card of the year. So these are final results for the year. We end up going 8-5 on the night. All right. So we start out 0-2. And remember, we were plus 102 at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of this card. And we want to finish plus 100 at worst. So we got a little room for error. But immediately after the first 2 fights, there goes the room for error. Now we got to go at least 6-5 down the stretch, or we're at risk. Well, we end up running off 7 straight wins. Then Petrino falls. Manel wins. All right, we're looking great at that point. Like, what, 8-3? Could be a 10-3 night, but Billy Q falls at home. Didn't see that coming. Big ups to Cub Swanson. Colby Covington falls. That hurts us in the main event. So in the main event for the year, 23-19, not great. But remember, we started 4-7. That was a real setback, and it took us, 6, 7, 8 cards to get back to 500, and then we're just in a battle. You win 2, 3 in a row, then you lose 1 or 2 in a row, and we just couldn't push ahead. So it's not where we want to be, but it's better than a losing record, because that would be disastrous. So 23-19 on the year. Overall, not as good as last year, but 309 and 204. So we're plus 105 on the year. Not as great as last year, but the matchmakers did a great job this year. You've seen a lot of fights where the odds were well under 2-1 favored one way or the other. A lot of times we took chances this year, and some of those paid off, some of those backfired. What we did learn this year is in close fights, take the Brazilians. Time and time again, that ended up being the way to go. So that's the way it finished on the year, man. 23-19 and 309 and 204 in the main event, and then overall. So we'll take it. And now, big news last night as we're doing UFC Tampa. I mean, we got, more subscribers added in one night than we figured we'd get, but Colby Covington will do that because he's a big name. So the big news is we reached 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that's huge. And people say, man, it's just 5,000, but that's a big milestone. 5,000 on YouTube's a lot harder than anywhere else. I mean, that's like 100,000 on TikTok or something, right? I mean, it's just different. So we're very thankful for that. We're excited for the future. In fact, this is probably the last show where I'm at now, getting ready to move into not really a new, I guess you could call it a new studio. We got to decorate and do those things. It's not going to probably look much different to you because we'll still have the same black background. We like that. But we'll be in our own little place. And the last couple fight cards, we've had no distractions around us. And it's not like the distractions are bad, but when you're doing the live watch party and there's people walking around and people, you just feel like you're sort of being watched, even though it's not really like that, but that's how you feel. So you're kind of reserved. Now, all of a sudden, we'll be in our own place. You saw the last few fight cards. It's much more animated. Have the freedom of no one really watching. But nonetheless, I mean, 5,000, we'll take it. That puts us in a new category on YouTube. So we're excited about that. Um, Bruner weighing in saying congratulations, appreciate all the work and consistency you put into it, man. Your channel brightens my day, and we much appreciate that. Other people weighing in as well, but that's just one we wanted to highlight. So, big news there. And what a way to end 2024 with a great fight card at UFC Tampa, getting over 5,000 subscribers. People are commenting and weighing in. People were jumping into the live chat last night, and just big things to come, man. I'm really excited about 2025. And every year we have a goal. This one was to reach 5,000 before December 31st. We did that about 16 days ahead of schedule. So it did come down to the wire, and at times it didn't look good. But then all of a sudden, when the Contender Series hit in September, all of a sudden things started moving up. The weather turns cold. More people are watching videos and tuning in. So it just got pumped up at the right time. So we're very excited about that. Very excited. And probably not a lot of podcasts coming up in the next 28 days where the UFC's off. But instead, I'm starting to realize how important getting the predictions done early are. I mean, the views have quadrupled on the predictions because we're simply just getting ahead. I mean, we're 3-4 weeks ahead at some points, and those videos are sitting around for 3-4 months, so they should quadruple. Where in the past, we're doing fights, predictions like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before that week, and we're just constantly barely getting them done. So we got away from that, slowed down the podcast a little bit, but as we get ahead, we'll have more room to do more shows. So no fights for 4 weeks. We got basically a month off, and it's just time to pump out the predictions for 2025. So we appreciate you watching. This will not be the last show of the year. We'll be back, but we don't have a fight card till January 11th or something like that. So we got a little time to refocus and look forward. For now, it's your boy Chris Cross. Appreciate you watching. If you're a subscriber on YouTube, much love. If you're not, make sure you follow us there, youtube.com/@TCMMA podcast. For now, have a great day and God bless. As always, peace.